This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. As the days get shorter and colder, it can really take a toll on how we feel. Maybe that means calling your grandma, writing a letter to your friend, finally grabbing lunch with someone you haven't seen in a while. And just like reaching out to a friend, starting therapy can take a bit of courage. BetterHelp makes it easy to start therapy. You'll be matched with a licensed therapist based on your needs and preferences so you can focus on your growth and goals. Not happy with your match? You can switch therapists anytime with no hassle. This month, don't wait to reach out, whether that's checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself. BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. And our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/PFF. That's betterhelp.com/PFF.
The Buffalo Bills are taking on the Miami Dolphins, who didn't fire sale the team. They just don't have Jalen Phillips anymore. This one's in Miami. You want to talk about the Bills or the Dolphins here to kick this off?
I'm going to go with the Bills offense here, and I've got a film breakdown on this coming out tomorrow with just how versatile they are with their personnel groupings. I was talking about it on the review show on Sunday, Trevor, about how they just manipulate defenses into what personnel they want them in, right? And that's because the Bills are so effective in any personnel grouping they can throw out there on the field. Let's put it like this, okay? When they have one tight end on the field, doesn't matter which one, if it's Dalton Kincaid or Dawson Knox or Jackson Hawes, they have the 8th highest offensive grade in the league with one tight end on the field. With 2 tight ends out there, let's say they're in 12 or 22 personnel, they're the 3rd highest graded offense in the league. And with 3 tight ends on the field, admittedly, not too many teams even have 3 tight ends capable of being on the field for them, but they're the highest graded offense in the league when they have all 3 tight ends on the field. They're one of just 2 teams ranked in the top 10 of all 3 of those categories. The Indianapolis Colts, what's been the best offense in football this year, are the only other ones. So, look, you don't have to call the Bills offense the best in football, but I do think it's the most diverse, right? When you look at just all the receivers they have and what they can do both as receivers and blockers, the 3 tight ends are a core piece of this offense. They can run it or throw it out of any package they want to. And then you have Josh Allen and Joe Brady just masterminding the whole thing. I think Joe Brady in this last game against Kansas City, that was the best game he's called all year. He's done an unbelievable job of calling plays all year in any personnel package and being creative about it. And that's why he's going to be a head coaching candidate this offseason.
For Miami's side of things, obviously you still have Tua, you still have Jalen Waddle, you didn't trade any of those guys. But I think it's becoming clear with Miami that post Tyreek Hill, since Tyreek Hill's injury, the only thing that really matters with this team is stopping the run game. Because if you could stop the run game, Tua sort of is what he is, right? He's going to be somebody who the ball's going to come out of his hands very, very quickly. He's going to have a lot of in-rhythm throws. They're going to give speedsters like Malik Washington or Jalen Waddle the opportunity to get a lot of yards after catch. Like, that stuff exists in this offense. But you also know that due to the nature of how heavily emphasized Tua's decisions are based on pre-snap reads, he's going to have some turnover-worthy plays. He's going to put the ball in harm's way. And if you give him a look that he wasn't expecting pre-snap, you're probably going to be able to get some takeaways on him. So that's kind of just the book on what this Dolphins offense is when it comes to the passing attack. But when they win, when they put themselves in an opportunity to get wins this season, it's been because they've been able to run the ball really well. And that Buffalo game specifically, they ran the ball really well. They didn't end up winning that game, but they had 130 rushing yards against the Bills in Week 3 when they faced off against them earlier this season. And both Ollie Gordon and Devon Achane had yards per carry averages above 4.2. So that's a really healthy rushing attack. The Bills were not able to stop it. And that's, while Miami's offensive line was still struggling, like we have seen them struggle for, unfortunately, most of the first half of this season. So to me, it's a little bit of a simplistic look at this game, but I kind of feel as though the passing attack just is what it is at this point for Miami. It's not really going to change. And the success that they have on the offensive side of the ball is simply dictated towards, do they have enough explosiveness or big plays or just a healthy yards per carry average to continue to move the ball and move the chains on third downs, get into the end zone. So to me, the rushing attack is the most important in highlighting how they played. And they played well against the Buffalo Bills in that area when they played against them in Week 3. All that to say, hard for me to think this game's going to be close, especially with the Bills defense in the secondary at the safety level playing better than they had been at the start of the season. I think how safeties play against Tua means a lot towards how many turnover-worthy plays we actually get from him in these games. Bills are kind of rolling right now. I'm going to go 33-14 the Buffalo Bills win this one.
I agree. I have it 30-17 Buffalo. I think the offense really did a nice job of getting rolling again with all the personnel groupings in this last game against the Chiefs. And the Dolphins, you just look at them in any given week, but especially in this one, they don't have many advantages. You mentioned it. If they can run the ball, especially with Ed Oliver out for the Buffalo Bills, I think you're talking about a game that could be close like it was last time in Buffalo on a Thursday night. But I like the Bills here in this game. I really like the confidence they should have coming out of that Chiefs win.
Yeah, it looks like basically everybody in the chat also agrees with this. Not a lot of people have a lot of faith in what the Dolphins are able to do this season. But divisional game here. And if you like the Bills, man, 9.5-point favorites. If you like that many points in a divisional game, maybe this game's for you, and maybe you're taking a sneaky backdoor cover there from the Miami Dolphins.